Hi, I'm Bailey Smith, and I'll be bringing you your national sports news. First, we have the Packers versus the Bears. And the Chicago Bears season is quickly turning into a nightmare with the loss to the Packers of 55-14. And in that game, the Bears defense allowed Aaron Rodgers to throw 6 touchdowns in the first half, and that is tying the franchise record. And then we have the Eagles linebacker, Connor Burkham, is turning into a sack master. Connor makes sure the other team's quarterback and blockers know he's there. And he has the team record for the most sacks with 10.5, and he's second in the league's record behind Kansas City Justin House, who has 12. And then we have the college football, and there's a running back for Florida State, and his name's Carlos Williams. And he may be charged with domestic battery because his girlfriend posted on Facebook that she was abused by him, but nobody really knows if he's going to be charged yet because she doesn't want to testify against him. And on to baseball. We have the Chicago Cubs have signed pitcher Don Roach, and he has an ERA of 4.75. On to golf. We have Linda Ko, who's an American golfer, and it's her rookie year, and she was awarded the LPGA Rookie of the Year on Wednesday. And Ko says, it's really been a dream rookie season for me. And it's surprising because she's only 17 years old. And on to NASCAR. The NASCAR championships are right around the corner, and the last 4 racers are surprisingly nobody you've ever heard before. None of them have ever won the title, and all the major people who are usually in the last 4 aren't even in it. They were out in the first rounds. So there's something to look forward to. And then we're on to basketball. And LeBron James says he refuses to ever let his 2 sons play football. He says it is because it's way too dangerous, and he does not want them to get concussions or hurt. And now for the weird sport of the day. It is called Malcolm. This sport is showing crazy strength, balance, and gymnastic skills, all while balancing on top of an 8-foot pole. And, breaking news. I'll send you to Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan Pope, and I'm on the scene at Rock Falls High School. There has been an abduction of a baby in a duffel bag from a male. He has been spotted through the 2nd floor hall, and I'm going to see if I can find him. There he is! I'm Morgan Pope, and I was from the scene at Rock Falls High School. I'm here to tell you that I happily retrieved the baby, and the abductor was Jerry Finn. He was a male from Rock Falls, Illinois. He was arrested and sent to Whiteside County Jail. Thank you for listening to BMS News.
Hello, this is Santi Delgado reporting the international news. 15-year-old ISIS member saved by his father. 2 weeks ago, Yazir was trapped in an explosive vest, given a gun, a pistol, AK-47, and a radio to guard the ISIS base. His father and Yazir joined ISIS when they arrived at the eastern Syrian city. After a month of being away from his family, he was sent home and reported regularly for duty. His father realized that he had to save himself and Yazir. He tricked Yazir into leaving with him to Turkey, and Yazir told us that he was glad that he got out because there is more than 100 children there at ISIS doing terrorist acts. Moving on from that, a female suicide bomber kills 1 and injures 7 in Nigeria. A female suicide bomber on Wednesday blew herself up at a teacher training college. She was disguised as a student, and when she tried to enter class, the bomb concealed in her dress and exploded. Now on to national news. A soldier broken by war and silenced by death. Shortly after the 10-year anniversary of the Iraq War, a paralyzed veteran named Thomas Young spoke out about why he intended to end his life. He refused his feeding tube and would allow himself to die, but he didn't. He decided that he wanted to spend more time with his wife. At the age of 34, he died, and the cause of his death was not immediately clear. Now, America is Ebola free. William Fisher, a doctor at the University of North Carolina, says, "I didn't think the quarantine did anything. Now that there is no more Ebola in America, there's no need for any more panic." Now on to Morgan Pope for local and state news.
Hi, I'm Morgan Pope with your local and state news. Tina Conch went down a road not normally traveled on Saturday morning in Amboy. That's when she saw the car flipped on its hood and totaled. A woman was waving her arms and screaming for her baby, standing and screaming for help, even with, what they later found out, a broken back. Conch looked in the car and there she was, little Dixie K. Maves, just barely 1 year old, hanging upside down in her car seat. Conch carefully reached inside and unbuckled the baby, swaddling the baby and setting her inside her car with her son, who fed her goldfish crackers while she called 911. Dixie K's dad was driving the car, out delivering newspapers on Route 26 near Union Road, where they lost control and the car flipped. In the time from when she came upon the scene to the elder Mavis's getting taken away in helicopters to OSF St. Anthony Medical Center, not a single car passed by, she said. She has been collecting money from her friends and the community for donations for the baby. Anything from diapers to money can help, she said. A Chicago fire official say that a 10-year-old boy died and 11 people were hospitalized after an apartment fire on Chicago's northwest side. The Chicago Sun-Times reports that the fire started around 4 a.m. on Sunday in the Courtyard building. The fire was extinguished about 45 minutes later. The boy's body was discovered inside the building. His name was not released by Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. The cause remains under investigation. Fire Department spokesman Juan Hernandez says it's being focused on the third floor where it is to believe the fire has started. In Sterling, on midnight on Sunday, 5 Whiteside County teens were injured when the 17-year-old driver said she was being chased by another car. The car crashed and the driver lost control northwest of Sterling. She swerved into a ditch and rolled her car. It landed on the passenger side, the release said. 2 17-year-old Sterling boys, 2 17-year-old girls, and 1 15-year-old Sterling boy was taken to CGH Medical Center. Their names were not released and conditions were not available. It is not known if the second driver has been identified. In an odd twist, Floyd J. Dunn, 27, of Sterling, driver of the tow truck, who arrived on the scene, was charged with DUI, alcohol, and license classification violation. He was taken to the Sterling Police Department, processed, and given notice to appear in court. Clinton Target will close on January 31st of 2015, according to the employees of the local branch. Manager Adam Witsowski said he was unable to say how many employees were going to be affected, nor could he share any other information. Thank you for watching BMS News. I'm Morgan Pope, and after this break, Bailey Smith will be telling you about the local sports. Who is it? I'm not interested. Who is it? I told you I'm not interested. I said I wasn't. Oh, are you from State Farm?
Yeah.
Oh, come on in. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Bailey Smith, bringing you your local sports news. First, we will start with your local runners for cross country who are in the 1A state meet. First, we have Haley Widener. She is a freshman from Bureau Valley, and she was expected to do very well at the state meet, which she did. She got 24th place with a time of 18:26. She could have done even better, but after the first mile, she was clipped by other runners and her shoe fell off, so she ran the rest of the race without a shoe. The other Bureau Valley runner was her sister, Reagan Widener. She's a senior, and 2 years ago, she actually got second in state, but she's been facing an injury, so this year she was just happy to make it because she wasn't able to make it last year. And she finished 56th place with a time of 19:13. Next is a Newman runner, Tegan McKenna. She is a sophomore, and she was just happy to be there. None of, even the coach was surprised she made it just because she started off average at the beginning of the year and she ended up kicking butt at the end. And then next is Megan Grady from Amboy. She's a sophomore. And she is always suspected to do very well, but she lets her nerves get to her. She wins all the local meets, and when she gets to meets where it actually matters, she just gets so nervous. She ended up getting 63rd place with a time of 19:21. And then for boys, we have Seth and Braden here from Rock Falls. Seth took 8th with a time of 15:11, improving his time by quite a bit. His time last year was 15:41 with a place at 23rd. And his coach, Mark Truesdale, said he had a perfect race. And then Braden Hamlin started up with Seth and other runners until disaster struck. Near the last mile, he started cramping in his leg, and that caused him to end up being 26th place with a time of 15:28. It was still 20 seconds faster than last year, though. And then we have Newman, the Newman boys team. They were hoping to get a medal this year, so they were kind of disappointed with their ninth place finish, but all in all, they were still happy with themselves because they made a huge improvement from last year. They got 14th place last year. And then we have Sterling runner who was in the 2A meet, and his name is Dewey Landis. And he was the only Sterling runner to make it in the state 2A meet, and his goal was to improve 10 people each mile, starting at 40th place when the gun went off. And he ended up making that work. He got 19th place with a time of 15:01, beating his PR by 21 seconds. And then we have Sterling volleyball. They played Joliet Catholic in their super sectionals game, and they ended up losing in 2 games. And the key performer was Mary Murphy from Joliet Catholic. She had 12 kills and 1 block. And she's also recruited by Western Michigan. Then you have another key player was Kaylee Martin, a junior from Sterling, and she had 6 kills and 1 ace. And then another volleyball story is Sauk Valley volleyball. They are making history by being the first team to ever make it to nationals from Sauk Valley. And they beat the Black Hawk East team. And now they will be going to Tucson, Arizona for their nationals on November 20th through the 22nd. And then after this short break, you will be given your local weather forecast.
Hey Mom, can I get silly string?
No, not today. Get your coat
Oh,
on.
dang it, Mom, no, please, no.
No.
Why?
Silly string. All the cool kids have it.
Hi, it's Bailey Smith giving you your local weather. For the next 3 days, we have highs in the upper 30s and lows near the lower teens. And tomorrow, it's supposed to be mostly sunny. And then Saturday, we have a 50% chance of snow. Better be busting out those winter coats. And then Sunday, it's mostly sunny. Thank you for watching BMS News.